Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this walkthrough and exploration of the Tarot Emblemata by Urania Press. Let's get into this. Now this box doesn't have anything in it because tuck boxes are annoying to open, but I will say this one has a seal at the top. If you open it from the bottom, there is no seal. Nice sturdy tuck box, but y'all, I'm not a tuck box person, so I moved my deck into a Peggy bag. This is the one I chose. I picked this Peggy bag because I liked the sort of broken down wall. Like, it just reminded me of the vibes of this deck. So anyways, I keep mine in a Peggy bag. That's the punchline. Now, it is quite a chunky deck, and it does come with a little white book that does give you some keywords, upright and reversed, for every single card, which is great. I think it also does include, let's see. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if this has any keywords for the extra little oracle cards in it. I don't think it does. So that is the one thing you're kind of missing, it looks like, is some write-ups for the bonus cards that are in the deck. So I'll show those. I do also have a copy of the PDF guidebook. So this goes into a lot more detail. It's not this sepia tone. That's actually because that's how my Kindle is set. It's normally a white background, but I put this on my Kindle so that I could read it. So a few things about the Tarot Emblemata is that it is basically based on, where is it? It says it right here. Yeah, okay, so the creator of this deck talks about Claude Perrodin's devices. And I think that's where it all started. And so this creator researched hundreds of Renaissance emblems and emblemata from 16th century France to find out what they were about. And that's what sort of became or turned into the Tarot Emblemata. So this is all based on Renaissance emblems. An 88 card tarot deck comprised of the Renaissance emblems attributed to French painter, draftsman, woodcut artist, and engraver Bernard Salomon, illustrated in Claude Perrodin's emblem book Devises Heroiques in 1551, along with an expanded edition of further emblems and mottos in 1557. So that is where these mottos, the Latin mottos, and the emblems themselves are from. The written interpretations are accessible for tarot beginners, so it talks about that. I'm going to be using this just occasionally if we want to reference the guidebook for any of the specific cards, because it has more in it than just the little tidbits and keywords that are in the included guidebook. So we're going to do a full walkthrough. I'm going to set this aside, but just so you know, this does have basically just lists of keywords for upright and reversed for every card. I was really drawn to this. This is what the backs look like, by the way. And the cardstock is matte. It's fairly stiff feeling. Matte, papery. It doesn't feel like it's got a fancy lamination on it. It's probably got something, obviously some kind of coating on the cards. It's not, it matches, I guess you could say the tactile experience of the deck matches the vibe of the deck. And again, that's what the backs look like. I wish there was a little bit more, I'm not sure what. It feels like the backs feel a little bit like they were cropped too close, and I think it's just the design, but I almost wish it was a little bit more zoomed out or something. There's something about it that isn't my favorite, but it gets the job done. Okay, so in here we have the full tarot, and then there's also some oracle cards at the back, which we'll talk about. So you have on the top the Latin motto, and then the translation in English. Then you have the emblem, and then we have the tarot card association. So here we have Fortune Favors the Bold, and this dog is about to jump off this little bit here. And actually, if you look in the expanded guidebook, it talks about how your desire for a new job, relationship, or adventure has led you to the edge of a metaphorical ship's prow where you stand hovering over a sea of possibility. So the way the guidebook is written is kind of helps you make the connection with the message. But Fortune Favors the Bold works very well for me for the Fool. Now we have master skills through great labor and diligence, and we have the Magician, and we have, what is this, an eagle? Will it tell us? So the Renaissance emblem reads, bold force doth overcome high things. There is a need for great industry, labor, and diligence. And it's an eagle on top of a stag. So the Magician embodies boldness naturally as the raison d'etre of existence. To boldly harness the skills he or she has gained through practical application in the arts in order to see magical workings manifest into reality. So we're really just talking about mastery of skill and being able to create the life that you want. The High Priestess, being a lone woman, I follow the creator alone. That's really cool. This looks like a phoenix to me. I don't know if it's meant to be a phoenix. Yep, a phoenix who rises from the flames of their worldly experience and former self to soar through the nether reaches. This is really cool. I find this to be a very intuitive deck. There's something about this that also just kind of like, I feel like focuses you a little bit. Now, I actually had a chance to really play with this deck in a unique way earlier when I invited my members, my Magical Unicorns and Up, to come on for a live stream where we experimented with charm casting and we mixed it with cards. And this was the deck I chose. And this worked so well to cast charms on top of. It had lots of space for the charms to land without obscuring the image, but also then you had the words, you had other layers, and aesthetically it worked really well with charm casting. If that's something you're into, that might be something to play with. But anyways, she obtaineth whatever she desireth, and we have the Empress. The Emperor is having a watchful eye for the execution of injustice. This is really cool because to me, the Emperor is somebody who is protective. And so I really feel like we have that protective energy represented in the motto and the illustration or the emblem here. The Hierophant with the keys, it's perfection. This is the way to enter into glory. Yes. Very, very Hierophant vibes. This Lovers feels very alchemical with together and forever. I think that's beautiful. Also, we have this ring imagery. Gorgeous. The Chariot, which way our godly forefathers have gone. Interesting here because the Chariot is on fire and is literally burning up, which is so interesting. So in here, the creator says, how to best direct your course of action with focused, propel your chariot of fire onwards and upwards by learning how to best direct your course of action with focused strategy, willpower, and fiery determination. So it says that the chariot's Renaissance emblem and motto reads, which way our godly forefathers have gone. The driver of a chariot symbolically represents the triumph of life over obstacles, which is a spiritual journey just as much as it is a physical. So it's very interesting what we're talking about here. Strength, a hard and bold voyage or enterprise, absolutely. The Hermit, Lord, teach me thy paths. This really, to me, gives that feeling of what happens when you're doing that introspective work, when you're working with the energy of the Hermit, you're trying to gain wisdom through deeply getting to know yourself. At least that's one of the things that I associate with the Hermit. So I think that's a beautiful representation of that. I love the Labyrinth for the Wheel of Fortune. Fate shall show you the way and fortune will favor you. Justice, the balance must not be overladen. Like it's fallen because it was so far out of balance, there was a consequence. So this really illustrates the meaning of the card for me. The Hanged Man, I resolve all doubts by self-reflection, which the purpose of being in the Hanged Man experience is to resolve that, is to come to a place where you recognize what it is you need to recognize, you gain the insight you need to gain so you can then free yourself from the bondage of the Hanged Man. Death, the image of death who taketh all. I mean, how perfect is that? The fact that these line up so well with tarot is so amazing to me. Here we have Temperance, carry fire in the one hand and water in the other. Speaks directly to the balance of temperance. And this is what caught my attention when I backed this on Kickstarter. It's because the sample cards that I was able to look, I was like, wow, these are really like on point. Here we have the Devil, cowardice and fear. The Tower, whom it happens onto if it shall fall. So I wonder, the situation is too close, growing too hot. This bodes an opportune time to break away, or otherwise the foundation of what you've built or joined in with will crack and shatter, falling out from under you, landing in shards, potentially beyond repair. So it's kind of like more like a warning. Yeah. And then we have the Star, brightness that cannot be harmed. The Renaissance emblem and motto reads, from the moon knowledge. The age knoweth, but the creator aright. The sun. This age knoweth the creator aright. So it's kind of like saying, one of the things it references in the guidebook is that the sun is a firebrand of creative life force and we are its offspring. We inherited its energy as a power source and are provided for in health, vitality, growth, warmth, and fiery inspiration, as well as, of course, success. So love that. Judgment. It is neither law nor can be, I suppose. Judgment. I love the breaking of the chains here in this card. For the world, it is completed. Like, doesn't get any better than that. Here we have the Ace of Wands. It's hard for me to imagine. I need to look more into these emblems because this looks like it came right straight out of an actual tarot book. It's very, very on the nose. For the Ace of Wands, I'm curious at the other aces because I have no patience. Yeah, they also feel... They don't have the coming out of the ghostly... Does the sword? Yeah, it's coming out of the clouds. How interesting. And so is the... Wait, is the Ace of Pentacles too? Yeah, so is the Pentacle. Interesting. Oh, that's fascinating stuff. Okay. And I don't know the full link. I don't know if maybe some of the original tarot illustrations were inspired by these Emblemata. I don't know. It could be that that's the case. Anyways, we have from the heavenly seed for the Ace of Wands, which I think really works well. Undertaking such high things, and he's got the what looks like a map or a document in one hand and the globe in the other. I mean, that's very Two of Wands. This is typically what we would see with the Four of Wands. So that's an interesting choice for the Three of Wands because it looks like a maypole to me. Appearing together upon the sea, a sign of good luck. And I think it's a reference to the ships of the Three of Wands, excuse me. But the imagery takes me to the Four of Wands for some reason. I don't know why, because it's actually not, it's like a bower. It's not really a maypole. But maybe it's because I've seen some decks where there's a maypole in the Four of Wands. It's just throwing me a little. But the actual meaning of the card, when you look at the motto, appearing together upon the sea, a sign of good luck, that is exactly what the Three of Wands represents in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Yes, or yay, fortune too, Four of Wands. Yeah, that like gift of a bit of success, a little milestone reached. Force that cannot be overcome with force. Yes, that makes so much sense for the Five of Wands. And then victory to those who overcome for the Six of Wands. The Seven of Wands, never compete with a person who has nothing to lose. Wow, that is such a fantastic way to express that card. With a speedy wing for the Eight of Wands. Yes, 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 yes. The Nine of Wands, a second security or safety. Like these just really bring you into the energy of the card. The Ten of Wands, what oppresses the good? Wow. For the Page, we have youthful friendship and enthusiasm. Absolutely. For the Knight, we have strong and free. Queen of Wands, nature is wonderful in her works. Love that with the Queen. And I nourish and I extinguish. This for the King of Wands I think is fabulous. Okay, that brings us to the cups, which I typically have more opinions about, so we'll see. So we have a closed cup here instead of an open overflowing cup, but it says, I shine in the dark. Cool, cool, cool. Fidelity enricheth, the Two of Cups. Yes, agreed. The Three of Cups, in the delight of the gentle air. That's beautiful. And you can imagine somebody playing this harp at a party or something. You can take you there. But I like the vibe of this deck. It just kind of gives you food for thought in a different way. Missed opportunities for the Four of Cups. Yes. I ran out on every side with this like wine barrel that's been punctured in so many places. The Five of Cups. For the Six, the youth is to be renewed. Yes. For the Seven, everything unknown appears magnificent. Yes, this is the punchline, right? The Seven of Cups is often about fantasizing about what's possible or what could be possible, whether or not it is possible. For the Eight of Cups, we have nothing is more. More is nothing. Interesting. And the cup is turned upside down and is just draining out over time. That's very much an Eight of Cups energy for sure. And so she drank her fill. I love this for the Nine of Cups. I think this was the card that had me buy it. Now, I've got strong feelings about the Nine of Cups, so if this was super discordant, it probably would have kept me from buying it. But I love that. And of course, the rainbow. The rainbow brings serenity for the Ten of Cups. The Page of Cups, live together in peace and tranquility. I mean, the Page of Cups has peacemaker vibes for sure. Inspired assistance for the Knight of Cups. Visionary by nature, the Queen of Cups, absolutely. It's interesting that here the cup is open. I almost feel like actually it would have been better to have this closed cup for the Queen of Cups, but the mottos, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I still love it. Okay. For the King of Cups, we have full, oh my gosh, can I say it? Full of all kinds of cares. Yeah, the King of Cups definitely carries a lot of thoughts and feelings and just masters how to express and harmonize them. Here we have the Ace of Swords, the power of intellect and clarity. I mean, it's perfect for that card. Ready for both. And we have a sword and is that a trowel? I wonder if it says in the guidebook. Hold on. This is the Two of Swords. Let me just look this one up. I think it's meant to be a trowel, but I don't think it actually describes. It just says a time of meditation or initiation in order to discover if you are ready to wield in both hands the tools you need to act in concord and balance, communicate fairly, and live justly. Interesting. The Three of Swords, we have the heart has its remedy, but love has none. A safe refuge in the Four of Swords. Love that. Little bunny. If they knowingly deceive, both will lose. I feel like that could almost be, I mean, that actually fits very well with the Five of Swords. These are the things that can be carried by ship. Six of Swords. Oh, interesting. The past experiences are baggage. The snake lurks in the grass for the Seven of Swords. Absolutely. Pressed, not oppressed. Yes. The Nine of Swords, loss, grief, and despair. Yikes. The Ten of Swords is dead end, betrayal, tragedy, defeat of spirit. Page, learn justice by admonition, without falsehood or deceit. The Knight of Swords. An intelligent, unbiased soul. The Queen of Swords. I mean, like, that's so on the nose. Deliberate execution of the pen and sword, wise counsel and authority. Again, very on the nose for the King of Swords. And look at these two cards side by side and the way they seem to fit together. Even this sword looks more masculine in appearance to me, and this one looks more feminine and delicate. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, security, comfort, and contentment. This one was one that was in one of our sample readings when we were playing with charms, and I just love it. The Two of Pentacles, equal conjuncture might confirm the certainty. I love the idea of two broken halves of the coin being brought together and made whole, or you could view it the other way and say that they've been split and each half is being separated. The Three of Pentacles, till they replenish and build the whole world. Fortune heapeth too much upon a man. Four of Pentacles, yes. Sometimes if you have too much, it can be a burden. A poor man fallen down. Five of Pentacles, I mean, that's literal. And then we have riches are to be desired that we may give to others. Six of Pentacles. Great heaps come of small beginnings. Seven of Pentacles. This feels like sheaths of wheat, like big bundles of wheat. Starts out as just humble little seeds. Mastery of skills brings profit. Eight of Pentacles. Again, this is so literal and perfect. Unmeasurable bountifulness and liberality for the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, and this is the thing, is I don't disagree with these associations. I will rule the world through the virtue of my ancestors. Ten of Pentacles. A sign of good luck given in token. Page of Pentacles. Valiant and magnificent order of knights for the Knight of Pentacles. This feels like an award for like faithful service. This pendant, love it. For the Queen of Pentacles, wisdom is of greater force than destiny. And the stars show to the kings the way to follow. These have got to be intentional queens and kings. I just really need to learn more about these because I feel like the queens and kings, let's just take a look real quick. We'll look at the oracles in a second. Okay, so there's the Queen and King of Pentacles. Let's grab the Queen and King of Swords. Queen and King of Pentacles. Okay, now we have the Queen and the King of Swords. Again, they look like a matched pair. And then the Queen and King of Cups. This one doesn't have a crown. That's like the only one that doesn't quite look exactly like a pair so far. And then the Queen and the King of Wands. Like those look like what they're supposed to be. And then if we look at the aces, we get the same situation going. We have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, these look like aces, right? So like they don't all follow the exact composition necessarily, but there's enough similarity that I'm like, tarot had to have some influence. And maybe this is spoken about in the Deep Dive Guidebook. I haven't read it yet, but I just think that's fascinating stuff. Okay, let's take a look at the extra oracle cards. So it says in the nature of things, and when you read the guidebook, it says you will recognize and experience a positive and beneficial interdependency that you have with like-minded others, where your energies elegantly intertwine and overlap in a web of commingling and growing together, making your ties deeper and strong. So that's what that one means. A company of falcons, good company. And this one says, a good time to reach out to others in lively conversation and communion. A group of like-minded individuals or friends gather in a social... Oh, wait, that might be the... Yeah, no, that's the same one, I think. Yeah, a group of like-minded individual or friends gather in a social space, sharing ideas and inspirations and bringing about sympathetic resonance and camaraderie where plans can flow and be exchanged. Then we have Chimera. Oh, this one said... What did this one say? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Company of Falcons. This one says, all holy and divine things. And it's Chimera. It says, chimeras carry dreamers away into the inner depths of the unconscious. The Renaissance emblem and motto reads, all holy and divine things. Chimeras are mythic and sublime supernatural creatures made up of hybrid forms. They represent a symbolic and mystic connection with wild feminine energy, as well as an archetype of the transgressive, the trickster, and the cunning tempter. The daemon says, demon, if the divine is with us, who can be against us? This is our personal tutelary deity or guiding spirit who aligns with us on a soul level from which we can gain wisdom of the mysteries for living an exalted existence of joy, success, personal renewal, and transformation. Ancestors from ancient times is such a poignant one. And this says, when you call in your well ancestors according to ancient and established practices, you can develop relationships in synergos, Greek for working together, sympathetically and beneficially, and the outcome is often potent and revelatory. Libations, hence the light and sacred droughts, and it says, pouring libations during magical rites and deity devotion and ceremony is one of the oldest rituals and sacred performances of kinship to honor and gain the attention of the gods, heroes, or ancestral dead, an act of surrender showing reverence, respect, and gratitude to the more than human beings we are communing with or invoking. Goes on from there, obviously. All these entries are much longer than what I'm reading, by the way, just so you know. The Malefic Benefic says, fortune to the planet, and I believe the way that it's written here, so it's upside down, is so that if you shuffle in reversals, if it comes up reversed, you're going to see Malefic. If it comes in upright, you're going to see Benefic. So this just says, fortune to the planet. Benevolent energy may come into your life and coalesce many disparate parts, and chain reactions will allow events to unfold, or conversely, could be, obviously, malefic. And then sovereignty says, let your soul reveal its radiance through childlike joy and wonder. Here it says, the stars incline us, they do not bind us. For regeneration, we have a potential transformation or metamorphosis of something in your life that you hope to see rebirthed or renewed, starting from a simple sowing of the seeds to change through to germination and the eventual harvest. So this says hope of renewed life. And then finally we have caduceus. Wisdom is the guardian of all things. The caduceus is an ancient Greek or Roman herald's wand entwined with two serpents carried by the messenger god Hermes Mercury, traditionally associated with healing, divine messages, and soulful gnosis. Also associated as the rod of Asclepius, the hero healer medicine demigod born to Apollo in ancient Greek mythology. So those are the bonus cards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 10. There's 10 bonus cards. So this deck has a total of 88 cards. I will say, let me just zoom out just a touch for the shuffle. It is really, really easy to overhand because it's got a little bit of slip to it from the sort of it's matte, but it's not so matte that it doesn't slide, if that makes sense. Like if I fan them, they're gonna fan really nice. And the shuffle is a little stiff, partly because the cardstock is thick, but once you actually get into it, it does have a decent bend to it when you apply a little bit of pressure. It's just not super bendy. It's bendy enough that I'm getting a good even shuffle. I'm not getting those shuffles where it's super clumpy or where it's hard to get the cards to mix. So they come together really nicely. So yeah, that is the Tarot Emblemata, Chromata, it says down here, by Urania Press. It says on the back, Renaissance woodcut illustrations from the 16th century French emblem book, Devices Heroics by Claude Paradin. I'm not pronouncing things right. Digitally remastered, colorized, and envisioned and designed by Natasha Rowland of Urania Press. Curated to align with the arcana of traditional tarot symbolism and archetypes. It says it brings rich hues to the black and white emblems and their many plumes, helmets, swords, gemstone rings, clouds, wreaths, flowers, animals, trees, and Renaissance courtly and court country folk, taking the emblem to a whole new level. The 78 tarot cards plus the additional 10 oracles and the corresponding Latin mottos represent the evaluation of emblem designs through history and their magical, transcendent, and universal power taking new form. So that, my friends, is the Tarot Emblemata. Let me know what you think down below. As always, thank you so, so much for watching. And an extra big thank you goes out to my Unicorn Fam channel members. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. And to everyone watching and commenting and viewing, I appreciate you so, so, so much. Thank you all. And until next time, may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye.